Hi everyone, thank you for joining me for today's Pilates flow. We will be doing a 15-minute lower body flow. I would say this is more intermediate level. So let's get started. Close your eyes, have a slight bend in those knees, and we're just going to take a deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Another deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. And last deep breath in through the nose and sigh it out through the mouth. Float open those eyes, lift those arms above your head. Give me a slight reach towards that right side and then that left. Lower those arms and bring those legs out really wide we're going to do a plie squat. So really wide, toes are pointed out towards the mat, and we're just going to lower it down into a plie squat. Bring those hands together by your chest, and we're just going to pulse it up, squeeze that booty in the back, and bring it back down for 10. 9, core is nice and plugged in here for 8. 7. 6. This is also really good for stretching that inner thigh as well. For 5. For 4. For 3. For 2. And on this last one, we're going to stay down, and you're just going to give me little pulses right here. Lift up an inch and down an inch for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Hold it right here. So we're squatted down, and you're going to lift that right heel up, bring it down, and then that left for 10. 9. It's burning already. 8. Really sink down into those hips for 7. 6. Lift up that heel for 5. Squeeze those hands together for 4. 3. 2. And last one each side. And give me 10 more pulses. You got it. 10. 9. 8. 7. Breathe through it. 6. 5. Don't come up for 4. 3. 2. And last one. Lift it up. Inhale. Bring those feet together. Heel toe it. Come to the back of your mat. Tuck that chin in and walk it out into a downward dog. Pedal those heels out. We really jumped right into it. Stretch it out and bring those knees wide onto the mat. Come into a child's pose. And make your way up into a tabletop position. So knees are directly underneath your hips. Hands are directly underneath your shoulder. That core is nice and engaged and plugged in. And we're going to just lift that right leg straight out. And just give me 10 little pulses right here. For 10. 9. Slight bend in those elbows for 8. Really reach through that right foot for 7. 6. These are nice, slow and controlled, and not really big pulses for 4. 3. Really squeeze that booty at the top for 2. And on 1, keep it lifted. Give me little circles in one direction right here for 8. 7. Really articulate those circles. Imagine them the size of a tennis ball or maybe a pickleball. I've been playing pickleball lately. For 5. 4. That right hip is facing the mat for 3. 2. And 1. Reverse those circles for 10. 9. 8. 7. 6. 5. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Keep that leg lifted. We're going to flex the foot into a 90-degree bend. We're just going to pulse it up like we're stepping on the ceiling for 10. 9, 8. That belly button is plugged in for 7, 6. I really want you to focus on going nice, slow, and controlled here. You're really going to see the results and you're going to feel it. You're just going slow and controlled for 3, 2, and 1. Don't drop that leg. We're going to hover it an inch above the ground and bring it out to the side for 10, 9, 8. Flex that foot for 7. Really pulse up and feel that glute burn at the top for 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one right here. Drop that right leg and sit it back into a child's pose. Really stretch it out. And slowly make your way back up into that tabletop position. We're going to move on to that other side. So find good alignment here, knees below hips, hands below shoulders, core is plugged in here. Inhale through the nose, exhale as we lift that left leg straight out. Really point through the toes, left hip is facing the mat. Slow little pulses right here. For 8, 7, those arms are bent, elbows have a slight bend in them. For 6, 5, 4, 3, lengthen through those toes for 2, and last one, hold it at the top. Give me 10 circles in one direction for 10, 9. That hip is still facing the mat for 8, really small circles. Imagine that you're drawing a circle on a whiteboard with that big toe. For these last 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one, reverse those circles for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Flex that foot, bend the leg into 90-degree bend, and we're just going to pulse that leg up like we're stepping on the ceiling for 10, 9, 8, nice control for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Don't drop the leg, just hover it an inch above the mat, and we're going to pulse it out to the side for 10, squeezing the glutes at the top for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. Lower that leg down, sit it back for a breath. You can open those knees wide if that feels good to you. Sway it side to side, reach those arms, and come right onto that right side body. Those knees are going to be in a 90-degree bend, resting your head in your hands. And just take a deep breath here to bring it back. Definitely, my booty is on fire. Those legs are on fire. So you're going to lift up out of those legs, kind of in a diamond shaped, touching those toes and those heels together. Lifting that left arm. We're just going to pulse it, hovering that top leg just above the right, and pulse it out. For 8, 7, reaching through that top arm. For 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on 1. Now you're going to flex the feet, and you're just going to lift it up and lift that leg down. Again, still hovering about an inch above that right leg, not quite touching. For 7, core is still activated, plugged in. Don't get loose. Don't forget about that core. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one right here. Now you're going to open it up, kick that leg out, and bring it back together. So kind of combining the first and the second move. So open it up, kick the leg out, bring it back together. For 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and on this last one, you already know the drill. Don't drop that leg. Bring it straight out. Point the toes. Bring that leg so it's in front, kind of like in line with the leg that's on the mat. And we're just going to pulse that leg right here for 10, 9, 8. You got it. I know this one's tough. For 7, 6, 5. This is the last thing we're doing on this leg. For 4, 3. Make sure you're breathing. Last 2. And 1. Drop it down. Massage that hip out if you need it, those glutes. Whew, good work. I'm going to come up and over onto that other side. So again, legs are in a 90-degree bend. Rest that head in your hands. And feel free, you can always bring that top arm down to stabilize more if you need it. Deep breath in, deep breath out. We're almost done. This is the last side, and then we'll do a little stretching. So knees are in that 90-degree bend. Lift them up, point the toes. You're just going to pulse it up and bring that leg down. So it's hovering for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Reach through that top arm for 3, 2, and last one. Flex the feet and just lift out of that top leg and hover for 10, 9. Squeezing the glutes at the top for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and last one. We're going to combine both moves. So open, kick, lower, close. Open, kick, bring the heel back, lower, and close. For 8, 7. I know you want to drop it, but you got it. Keep going. You're really sculpting that booty, sculpting those legs, inner and outer thighs here. Everything is working. For 5, 4, 3, 2. On this last one, don't drop it. Keep that leg out. Bring it forward. Point the toes. Give me 10 pulses. You got it. For 8, 7. Point those toes. Lengthen through it. You'll really feel it in those glutes. For 5, 4, 3. Breathe through it. 2. And last one. Lower that leg. Massage those glutes out if you need it. And come into a downward facing dog. We're going to stretch that all out. Whew. Stretch it out and lift that right leg into the air. Bend that knee, open up that hip. You can give me circles if that feels good for you. And hug that knee into the chest for a breath. And bring that right shin to the mat for a pigeon pose. Oh, sit it up. This feels so good on those glutes. Deep breath here. And slowly melt it down onto those forearms. If that feels good for you, you can take an active pigeon's pose, kind of move back and forth on that hip to really stretch out those glutes. Just give me a few deep breaths here. Stretching is so important. after all those lower body and glute inner outer thigh moves, because that's what really lengthens the body. So we strengthened and now we're lengthening. And walk those hands up, push it back into downward facing dog, and lift that left leg up, open up that hip, give me circles right here, forward, back, that feels good. And bring that knee into the chest and rest that left shin onto the mat. Sit up tall, chest to the sky, eyes to the sky, and melt onto that mat. Really just stretching out everything we just did. Just noticing that shift in your body, how much better you feel now that you moved, even if it was just for 15 minutes. Give me one more deep breath here to slow everything down. And come onto that left hip into a butterfly, feet and heels together. And melt forward. Come up into a seated position just like we started. And you are all done with the flow. I hope you enjoyed that, and I really look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.